Joel chapter 1 concludes with a lament in verses 15 to 20 about the destruction and the hardship that the people are facing. There's not enough food because the locusts have eaten it all and taken it all. And the seeds are shriveling, the storehouses are desolate, the granaries are ruined, the grain has failed, and how even the animals are groaning because there's not enough food for the animals. There's no pasture for the cattle to feed in, and the flocks for the flocks of sheep to graze in. And verse 20, our verse of the day, says, "Even the wild animals cry to you, because the watercourses are dried up, and fire has devoured the pastures of the wilderness." And in verses 19 and 20, we have this imagery of fire devouring and destroying the pastures of the wilderness. We are all familiar with the imagery of wildfires, particularly in the American West, and the devastation that they can cause when they sweep through an area and just wipe out everything. And of course, if we were living in a lifestyle where sheep and cattle needed to graze in order for us to survive, that's especially catastrophic. Whenever we have disasters in our life, those tend to be the moments when people do cry out to God. All of a sudden, our human ability and self-sufficiency doesn't seem enough to help us survive or to get through the day or the week. And it's too bad that so often it takes disaster to get people to look at and to reassess their life, their priorities, what is taking place. And as human beings, one of the things that we need to do a better job of recognizing is that our choices and our behavior, it doesn't just impact ourselves. It does impact the landscape, the environment, the animals, the birds, the fish, and all the rest of creation. And we need to do a better job, frankly, of being better stewards and living lighter and more humbly on God's earth, so that all of God's other creatures can survive and have room to live and to thrive. If you were to write a lament today, like Joel shares in chapter 1, verses 15 to 20, what would you write a lament about? It's something you may want to try, either on your computer or a piece of paper. But what is it that is grieving your heart? What would you like to see God do something about and deliver you from, or deliver us from? I encourage you to consider trying to take on a little homework assignment today and write your own lament and offer it to the Lord.